All right, that's Rohit. Anyone else? Would you like to share what you do to make yourself feel special? No one? All right. Coming to that was first part of my address today. The second thing is, what do you see here? Those are two rings, right? What do
Yeah.
you see here? The designs, are you able to see the designs? Those can be worn on two different fingers, am I right? And these two can be worn on a single finger like this. Are you able to see this? Now, I would like to tell you the connection between this ring and the question that I asked you, what do you do to make yourself feel special? I want to reiterate the fact that you do not need anything or anyone to make you feel special, because you, my fellow humans, are complete in yourself. You are totally complete in yourself, and you do not need anything or anyone to make you happy or special, because your happiness is your choice. And thank you so much for making this choice to choose you and yourself over everything else today for the next 120 minutes. And that has been a part of my address constantly, because I'm so amazed by this caveat of all of us coming together and deciding to learn and work on our growth, isn't it? I would like to ask distinguished Toastmaster Nimisha. She has been a Toastmaster from a longest of time. And that I would like to know from her that what brings her back to this forum of Toastmasters time and again.
I think the motivation, whenever I go down, I receive some calls from my friends from Toastmasters, and from my mentees of from Toastmasters. Uh, it's not that I am their mentor; they are also reverting back with all the same feelings, the same guidance whenever I feel down. So it's now a part of my circle. So you definitely want to remain connected to your circle. That's why I keep coming back.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
distinguished Toastmaster Nimisha, for sharing this with us and being here. We also have our area director, distinguished Toastmaster Rohit Reddy, with us. What brings you to Toastmasters, and why did you decide to become a Toastmaster?
For me, becoming a Toastmaster was about just like having some weekend time pass, but me continuing with Toastmasters is because I made some amazing friends. Like every week, few days, I just get to meet amazing people. Like I literally made an extended family here. So I can't leave also now if I want to. So that's one thing.
This is so beautiful, and this reminds me of something very funny. You might all have gotten a message on your phone, garma garam baatein aur mujhse dosti karoge, and then one number. Perhaps who all are here, VPPRs, can have this. People who want to make good friends can join any of the Toastmasters Club, and then they won't be ever be able to go back to their normal self, because we are one crazy bunch of humans who love working on ourselves. Jokes apart, that was the fun part of it. But what brings us here is the journey that 16,000 clubs, can you imagine 16,000 clubs across the globe, take and embark upon to work on their growth. With this, let's move forward. So what concluded today was the division contest. And I have something amazing to share with all of you. How many of you did attend the division contest today? Of course, Rohit. Yes. Anyone else? All right. So let me tell you, our immediate past president, distinguished Toastmaster Ruchira. Please give her a huge round of applause, although she's not here. But I would like to congratulate her for winning and representing Division K in the evaluation contest, and also being the first runners up at the table topic contest, again representing Division K in the district contest there. So congratulations, Ruchira. You are sure making us proud and inspiring us day in and day out. With this, let's move forward to the next part of our meeting. I also have one more announcement to make, that we will soon be having our ISC. By soon, I mean in a month's time. But people from the WIN Club who are here, please start gearing up and start preparing for your ISCs. The next announcement is that we would also be having a fun session on 13th of February. And I would request Toastmaster Nilu to announce quickly in a minute's time about the fun session that we'll be having on February 13th. Over to you, Niluji.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti. I was not prepared for that, but I want to announce that as there is Valentine's Day on 14th, so we are planning to arrange a meeting in which all of you come with your spouse, or Toastmaster Gayatri can come with 3-4 boyfriend too. That is allowed. So please bring your boyfriend, spouse, X, Y, Z, whatever, and make our session extremely fun session, awesome session. So please, we will share very soon the agenda and what games we can play over there. We have to do little bit workout on that. So it's my request, that day is the day in which you can bring your friends, husband, and whatever, any companion you can bring, and it would be great fun. So over to you, Toastmaster Shruti. Again, thank you.
Thank you so much. And this is going to be a very exciting session, and I'm going to definitely bring in my partner, and you also be there with your partners. If your partner is a cup of chai or coffee, or maybe a dog or a wonderful, beautiful cat, it's all right. You just have to have your partner there, in no matter what shape, size, animal, inanimate, anything. All right. With this, I've just popped in a question about asking what love means to you, and I would love to have your responses. I'll be registering these responses for that fun session that we are going to have. With this, let me welcome someone who is going to take the stage now and will be taking you forward on this joyride of this meeting. Please help me welcome Toastmaster
Before
Shweta.
that, I want to request her introduction. I shared late, so she is someone very special. So it would be great if you share the introduction with all of us.
Definitely,
Kindly
would
see
love
your
to.
WhatsApp.
Would love to. Thank you so much. Someone who is a thought designer. I mean, who designs thoughts? People who are able to manage them, label them, and understand what a thought means. What are they feeling? What are they thinking? Someone who is an ESOL faculty would love you to please throw some light on this ESOL part of your introduction. She has won an international speech contest at division level, honored as Purvanchal Ka Gaurav by Maheshwari Sabha. She has represented India on World Speech Day 2021. She believes in the motto of in books. One of them is She Met Life, and the other one is Life at Crossroads. Please help me welcome a life coach, a thought designer, and a speaker by passion, Toastmaster Shweta Maheshwari, on stage as the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Shweta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti, for this wonderful introduction. It means I don't know what to go ahead with, but this is really, I really appreciate the way you introduced me, and I'm really not taking up this. Thank you so much, first of all. So first of all, now moving ahead, good evening, all of you. Good evening. Are you all in zeal, energy? Yes or no?
Yes.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm not getting the sound.
Good evening.
Just one only. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. So we all know that we are Toastmasters, and as Toastmaster Shruti has nicely started the meeting with what we do, on Sundays, and what Toastmasters has actually brought, means what kind of change it has brought in our lives. So especially Toastmaster has, it also has an integral, I mean, it's an integral part of my life as well. Now, being a part of Toastmasters, I learned a lot of things to present myself. I remember I wasn't a kind of person who was able to get even, when I used to go to my boss, I wasn't able to even ask for a leave. And now I'm speaking, I'm going, means this is the change Toastmaster has brought in me. But somewhere it has also brought the things of presenting the things, or coming up with my ideas. So today I'm here with one of my idea, because I believe that there is some power in letting go of the things. Now, before starting this theme, can I ask any one of you, what is let go for you? What are the things that today you think today you can let go? Or by the end of this meeting, you will let go? What are you holding right now?
Maybe someone said something to us and we still are thinking of having a comeback, or maybe some things from our past. It's basically past which we have to let go and live in the present and work for the future. So the past is something which we have to let go, which we carries with us for a very long time. That's what I understand.
Yeah. Anyone else? Anyone else? Are you holding something?
Letting go of missed opportunities is crucial to moving forward in life and in any aspect in general, and I believe that needs to be let go on.
Yeah. Anyone else? Each one of us must be holding something. We must be having something which we really want to
Hi,
release.
my name is Shruti.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I also want to share that I think we should let go of our insecurities. We often are very hard on ourselves to be perfect at whatever we do. But we have to understand that not everyone is perfect. Whomever we are seeing, they are portraying that side to us. So not everyone is perfect. So it is okay to not be the best at everything and just let go of the insecurities.
Very nice. Anyone else? If someone is holding something, means we means while we'll speak or share, no, definitely you are going to release that today itself. If you're holding right now, that will really help you out. If you come up and speak, if you're ready to release today something. Okay, fine. I think now no one is ready to share over here. Deepti ma'am, are you? Or do you want to share something? Okay, fine. So first of all, now understand means let go. Is it a conscious choice or holding? Holding is a conscious choice, or letting go?
Letting go.
Letting go.
Letting go. Or holding is not a conscious choice?
I think it happens unconsciously.
It happens unconsciously. But let me present this fact that both are conscious choices. The moment you let go, you are actually what you are doing. You understand that I am holding that. If we take the responsibility, if I'll say that I'm unconsciously holding something, it means I'm giving responsibility to my conscious mind, not to me. Leave it, let it go, relieve it, because both the choices are your. Holding is your choice, letting go something is your choice. Now let me share, I with this power of letting go, I believe in power of 3. So today let me give you the power, the three points means why we should let go and how we should let go. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Now, why we should let go? First of all, it will help you to attract abundance. The moment you let go, what you are asking for, you will get more than that, believe me. And I have personal experience of that. Not in one case, not twice. I have a lot of experiences. Now, let me share something very minor incident, but that may help you. I remember around 1 or 1.5 years back, I've seen on one of my friend's status, he's also a Toastmaster, that he has started a kind of book exchange loop where I have to send him an address, and in exchange he will send me an anonymous address where I will send the book. And I think many of the Toastmasters must be knowing about it. As Nimish, I can see that you are nodding the head. So I'll receive the book from an anonymous address, and I have to send at anonymous address as well. So what happened? I sent the book immediately via Amazon, but I didn't receive any book. Months passed by, 3 months, 6 months, and I was so eager, so eager to get the book, because I have never received any of the physical book as a gift. I was so eager. Then, and every time I see that particular friend, that particular Toastmaster on his status, every day, I received this book, I received this book. I was like, Abu, when I will receive my book? I have never received it. So he said, one or the other day, Shweta, you will receive, you will receive, you will receive. Year passed by, I haven't received any book. So I let go. I thought, now stop thinking about it. Stop this loop. This was just a small book you have gifted. Now, why are you looking to get it back? Why are you looking for that? And the moment I, let go, after 2 months, in January 2021, I received a book, Shine Bright. And after that, as if magic started happening, believe me, last year, whatever physical books I have read, that I have received as a gift from someone, may not be an anonymous address, but I kept receiving books. So that will definitely help you to, attract abundance in your life. If you really want something, let go. Just, I would like to say one tip I can give over here: write on a piece of paper and just forget about it. Definitely things will start coming to you. Means more than what you have even asked for. And second thing, first of all, now it will really is really going to impact your physical health. You can understand you are holding something. Just, close your fist and find yourself and yet lose it. Everything is in your hand. So that will definitely help you to have a great health. It will definitely boost your immune system. You're holding something. You're not holding that particular thing. You're holding something in your mind, and that is impacting each and every cell of you. Let it go. And the moment you will let go, believe me, you're going to become irresistibly magnetic. You are going to be irresistibly attractive to the people. Why? Can anyone say, point out why you become magnetic person?
Because you become positive and you become positive. Your aura is such that people want to talk to you.
Yeah. You means, I mean, the moment you become a kind of person where you start letting go one thing, other thing, no, you're not worried about anything. And when you talk to someone, you are really free. You really, exude positive energy from yourself. And, people want to come to those people. People are really get attracted towards the positive people. So these are the very deep reasons deep reasons to understand that why we should let go to attract abundance. It really helps our immune system to build up. It will keep you young, believe me, and you become irresistibly magnetic. Now, moving on to the next, means now what I should do to let go. What I should do to let go. Again, I'll just give you 3 points, though there are many ways. I don't want to say there are only these few things you can go ahead, but still I'm the Toastmaster of the day. And moreover, I believe just in the power of 3. So first of all, this is a very beginning step, changing your routine. You may think that how changing my routine can help me to let go. Letting go is all about mindset. It is not about any other thing. Keep changing your routine. Don't fix yourself in a particular routine that every day at 5 a.m. I'm going to go for a morning walk. Change it. If you're going, suppose if you have fixed yourself your time that 5 a.m. morning walk or yoga, at least while you can change your track. Don't keep walking on the same path, or don't keep doing yoga every day, the same steps of exercises. Whatever you do, keep changing your routine from time to time. That will really help you to let go, because now your mind is more flexible. It is not that fixed or rigid mindset, and that will really help you to loosen yourself. And second thing, forgiveness. Now, forgiveness, I don't want to say here because someone has hurt me. and that I want to forgive you. No, forgive yourself. You're no one to forgive anyone. Don't forgive anyone. Forgive yourself that I have created this thought that this person has hurt me. My hurt is my responsibility. I have created that. I want to forgive myself that I have even created this thing that will really free you. The power is in you. The most important person is you. So the first, if that primary, that priority, the person of priority is you, then forgive only yourself. You are no one to forgive anyone. No one is going to hurt you. And don't think like that. Forgive yourself. Okay, I have created. Forgiveness is not for anyone else. And the third thing is acceptance. A very well point here, I think Shruti has pointed out. Now, acceptance of not only of situation, that change is constant. Whatever other than present moment right now is nothing else than a story. After 5 minutes, my talks will become a dream for you, a story for you. Tomorrow, I don't think so. I'll remain in your head or not. So everything is a story, and people tend to change. We tend to change. You say it says means really, if I really go more deep into it, if you find yourself, you are at the very end, just a combination of atoms and molecules, nothing. And we all have read in the science that atoms and molecules keep changing themselves. They keep renewing themselves. Similarly, everyone is changing every moment. It says after every 11 months, our bodies also change. So nothing is constant except this. Things happen. So whatever happened, let go, because it may change over a period of time. The person may come back who has heard, the opportunity may have come back. Even if we have lost some opportunity, fine, let it go. You may get abundant opportunities in the time to come. So these are my 3 hows, like change your routine, forgive just yourself. I'm not here to forgive anyone else. And accept that everything is changing every single moment. That will really help you to let go a lot. Thank you so much, all of you. I'm just with this only as the Toastmaster of the day. But now as a Toastmaster of the day, I also, now it's my duty to go ahead to make you all understand. I think all of us are Toastmasters over here, but if any guest is over here, I really want to say you all that our meetings are divided into 3 parts. The first is prepared speeches. The second one is table topics. And the third one is evaluation round. During prepared speeches, the members have prepared their speeches. They will come up here on the stage, and their speeches will be evaluated by the end of the meeting. And during table topic meetings, you will be given some topic on spot, and you have to be ready with your topics, with your talks, with your ideas, with your expressions, whatever. You just come ahead, whatever come in your mind within that moment of time, you have to just pour here within 2 minutes. And the third is evaluation. But the evaluation will definitely be done here by General Evaluator. And our today's General Evaluator is Toastmaster Gayatri. So Toastmaster Gayatri, let me, first of all, let me help you, each one of us to welcome Toastmaster Gayatri on this virtual stage with a huge round of applause. Now, Toastmaster Gayatri, she is a Toastmaster, I think, by everything. She wears a lot of hats. Like, she is the president of KATC in India. She's the VPPR of Society Speaker in London. She's also a member of Dehradun Toastmasters in India. She is also a part of Power Talkers in California and MI Speak in Canada. She's also a club coach for HPTs in India. I don't know, Toastmaster Gayatri, how you manage this. This is simply superb. With that, she is professionally an English language trainer and also a stress and anxiety coach. So Toastmaster Gayatri, I'm really overwhelmed seeing your introduction, and I'm really very happy to meet you here on this online platform. But now it's your time to take up your role, and just please go ahead with explaining your role as General Evaluator. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Hello, everybody. I'm General Evaluator for this meeting. I will be evaluating this meeting as a whole, right from the time it started until the last minute. While performing this particular task, I will be supported by a group of people which involve our evaluators for the prepared speeches and my tag team. I'm going to now call upon my tag team members to explain their roles. Tag team is considered as the pillar of any Toastmasters meeting because they are the ones who actually help us with all the nuances of our speaking. I would like to start with our timer for today. And our timer for today is our area director, distinguished Toastmaster Rohit Reddy, who happens to be an engineering student. And he is a personification of what it means by when life throws lemons at you, you make a lemonade out of it, because that is what he did. When pandemic made sure that he couldn't attend his college, he found better ways of educating himself. Education, which was outside of his school. I would like to call upon stage distinguished Toastmaster Rohit Reddy. Over to you, Rohit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gayatri. Hello, everyone. So I'll be playing the role of the timer for today's session. I'll be keeping a note of all the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations and how much time they took. I'll show a green card at the minimum time limit, a yellow card at the mean time limit, and a red card at the maximum time limit. I'll be showing through virtual backgrounds. For table topics and evaluation, for prepared speeches and evaluations, there's a grace period of 30 seconds, both on the upper and lower end. And for table topics, it's only on the upper end. The time limits for table topics are 1 to 2 minutes, and for evaluations, it's 2 to 3 minutes, and prepared speeches will be respective evaluators. I'll be presenting my report on who took what time at the end, how much time at the end of the meeting when the general evaluator calls me up. Thank you so much. Over to you, Gayatri.
Thank you so much, Rohit, for that explanation. I hope that clears everyone about what our timer is going to do. Let us now move on to the next role in the tag team, and that is AHA counter. And I'm going to let him do that job. It's one of the most deadliest roles of any Toastmasters meeting, in my opinion. And let's just say the role player today is another deadliest person. He is very serious in his nature from whatever I have known him in past few weeks. I have known him as a very sincere, serious, and a very focused person. He happens to be VP Education of Young Professionals Toastmasters Club and also Sergeant at Arms over there. He's an engineering student, another engineering student among us. He's an engineering student and also a musician. Let us please call upon our counter for today. While he may like his laps in the songs, he's not going to tolerate those laps in the speeches. Over to you, Pratyush.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gayatri, for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. My fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, I, Pratyush, would be serving the role of the R counter. The purpose of the R counter is to note the crutch words and sounds by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including you name it. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions during the evaluation round. Back to you, Toastmaster Gayatri.
Thank you so much, Pratyush, for that explanation. My dear friends, there is one thing common among all the science students: their observations and their analytical abilities. We already met two of our tag team players who were engineering students, which means technically science students. And our next role player, our grammarian, is a student of IISC itself. She's a homemaker and she happens to be the president of this mighty Toastmasters Club where we are at this point of time. And I would like to call upon stage Shruti to please explain the role of grammarian. Shruti, over to you.
Shruti has some
Is that me?
very urgent work. So, Shruti, are you there? I think I have to take up her role. So sorry for inconvenience, Madam General Evaluator, extremely sorry. So, dear friends, today I'm playing the role of grammarian, and in my role, I have to keep track of good uses and not so good uses of grammar of the meeting. I have to give a word that is called word of the day. So the word of the day is ecstatic. We can use it as we were ecstatic but increasingly nervous. Or Maria's level of happiness rose to ecstatic when he was around and she smiled her ecstatic smile. So I'm really very happy to see all of you, and really I'm static. I can say thank you so much, and I'll give my report when to call to do so. And Toastmaster Nimisha made me remember that I have to say to increase. Please use the word of the day as much as you can, and whenever you will use, we will show a thumb. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Nimisha. You're always a very lovely and cheerful, helpful person to me. Thank you. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Nilu, for that explanation. And word of the day is aesthetic. And every Toastmasters meeting can become really aesthetic if all the members have their videos on, attention here, and participation. There is one more role, which is an important role in any Toastmasters meeting. It is all about listening. And our listening master today is Deepti Gurnani. She's a homemaker and an artist. And from what I can say, in this room, the prettiest lady. That is, I just announced it. So over to you, Deepti, to please tell us about your role today.
Hello, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Deepti, and thank you for appraising me a lot. Today, I will be playing the role of listening master. It's for the first time. So I can say that I will be listening very carefully to all of you, and I will ask a number of questions in a quiz form from all of you at the end whenever it is asked upon. Thank you, General Evaluator, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deepti, for that. Let us all gear up for this meeting, and I will be sharing my complete report during the evaluation section. For now, I would like to hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Shweta.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gayatri, for the wonderful explanation of the role as well as your tag team. Now, with that, we all should get up forward for the prepared speeches. So our first prepared speaker today is Toastmaster Momita, but her speech evaluator is Toastmaster Nilu. So Toastmaster Nilu, she is a passionate Toastmaster since a decade. She has taken up various EC roles and was instrumental in chartering many clubs and divisions since 2010. Currently, she's serving as VP membership of Kolkata Bilingual Club. She's the VP Education of WIN Toastmasters and SA of Hindi Toastmasters Club of Delhi. Oh my God, Toastmaster Nilu, I don't know. You wear so many hats and how you manage. It means profiles are really impressive. But I'm so sorry. So Toastmaster Nilu, can I call you upon this virtual stage to please come up with the objectives of Toastmasters Momita's speech?
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the evening, to introduce me so wonderfully. So today, the speaker is going to give her project to speech 1. The purpose of the project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style and discuss leadership styles in general. Timer, please note, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nilu, for this speech evaluation objective. May I interrupt Momita over here? Can I know your speech title?
Yeah, it's just leadership in me.
Leadership in me. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So, everyone, let's help me in welcoming Toastmaster Momita on the stage. Toastmaster Momita, she is an engineer in IBM. She has joined Toastmaster in 2018 and she's a VPPR of 3 clubs, and she is also an associate at Division K. And Toastmaster Momita, I really want to first of all say you all the best for your speech, and your speech, which is having this title as Leadership and Me. So Toastmaster Momita, leadership and me, Toastmaster Momita.
Who among you wants to be a leader? Can I show us show of hands? Wow, great. Well, good for you. Me, I never wanted to be a leader. I'm a person who goes with the flow. Why be a leader? Others' problems will be your problem, other issue will be your issue. Then you have to go and provide solution, and so too much work. So I never wanted to be a leader. But no, IBM has something else planned for me. So, dear Toastmasters and fellow guests, today I would like to share with you the story of about how I got to know that I am also a leader in some ways. So, I joined IBM last year in June and was immediately assigned to a project and asked to lead the data migration team. For the benefit of the guest, when any website like the income tax website get updated to newer technologies like Salesforce, their underlying data like our details get transferred from their website, like the old website, to the new website, and this is called data migration. Various teams are associated with this, like the development team, testing team, data migration team, and I have always been a part of the development team. I have no idea how data migration is done, let alone lead a team. So I told this to everyone, even my senior manager, but no one seems to listen. Maybe network issues, we're working from home and all. So what do I do? I played along. I told the client that okay, I will handle everything. And on the other side, I assigned few of my issues to my juniors and other team members, and assigned few back right back to the business. Like it's their your issue is at your end. You fix it. So when I started with this project of understanding your leadership style, I thought my style will be diplomatic. But when I went through the course material, diplomatic wasn't even listed as a style. So like how come isn't diplomatic ways how half of the world leaders work? But then it's not there, so what to do? Then I thought my style will be innovative because I found newer ways to dodge my problems into others and to deny everyone. But when I took the questionnaire for understanding your leadership style, it comes up with authoritative and coaching. Authoritative and me. Everyone here who knows me knows that I'm such a nice person. I cannot command anyone. I never do that. How come I am authoritative? But then again, if Toastmaster International is saying I am, I must be in some ways because it is such a huge organization and so many people swear by it. So I thought let's go ahead with what this style means and how I fit into these two. So first was authoritative. Turns out that authoritative is someone who motivate and inspires other, who provide enthusiasm for the work, who sets standards and certain rules. Well, that I do sometimes in work, but most of the times in my home. See, I'm the one who made all the doctor's appointment for my parents, and then I go and encourage them to go see the doctors by saying motivating words like health is the new wealth, and also that this is the only permissible trip you can take during this lockdown without giving fines and the police breaking your headlights. So whatever works, people. And the second was coaching. Well, coaching I do agree with that. I used to teach students in while being in college, and it was a great experience. There is a different kind of joy teaching young minds, shaping young minds for the future, and to see their faces when they could get good grades. But with the full-time job, I don't get time to teach, but I do try to empower my to impart my immense knowledge and wisdom to each and every one whenever and however possible. Even though I delegated my few of my works to my juniors initially, I do tell them the technology part as much as I could. I even gave Katie to the testing team, like because they are new and there was no one to let them know about the functionality. It was a very long and tedious process, but I did not lose my cool and if explain them every functionality. Even I learned a lot during this time from not only from my juniors, from my seniors, but also from my juniors and other team members. And we have a successful go live. If we were working from office, we would have a huge go live party and lots of food and all, everything. It would have been really nice. So what I understood that leadership is like being a teacher. You teach a child, you guide them, you motivate them, you empower them, and sooner or later they became the leaders for tomorrow. So even during this time, I was put in a difficult situation, but I learned, relearned, I grow, and we have a successful migration. And hopefully I did great, and I will know for sure when the ratings come out in few months by the end of March or something. So I never wanted to be a leader, but I think I am one, and with multiple leadership styles. And I believe that each one of us is a leader with different leadership styles soaked in our blood. At times we are affirmative, at times we are innovative, at times we are altruistic, at times we are authoritative, at times we are peace setter, but at times we are a coach. We all have multiple leadership styles. We all are like chameleons, showing different leadership style when and whenever it's necessary or required. This is what leadership is to me. What about you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Shweta?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Momita, for enlightening us with this and such a wonderful speech. Now, moving on, now we have to carry on the session ahead. And let me introduce our second speaker, who is Toastmaster Shruti. But before calling on Shruti on the stage, I would like to call upon her evaluator, and that is Toastmaster Nimisha. Toastmaster Nimisha, she loves dancing, she's an avid reader, and she also loves to watch animated movies. So Toastmaster Nimisha, can you please come on this virtual stage to go ahead with Toastmaster Shruti's speech objective?
Yes, thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, all of you once again. And today I'm going to evaluate a speech by Toastmaster Shruti. And Toastmaster Shruti is today going to deliver a speech with a purpose. So the purpose statement is that uh, the purpose of this project is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with defined purpose and to present well organized speech on any topic. Apart from that, I will also be evaluating her on certain parameters that are mentioned in the evaluation resource. I wish all the very best to Toastmaster of the Day. Over to you. I wish all the very best to Toastmaster Shruti, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nimisha, for this evaluation statement, for this objective statement. Now, with that, let us welcome Toastmaster Shruti on stage with a huge round of applause. Toastmaster Shruti is from Ranchi, Jharkhand, but she is currently working in Hyderabad. She has recently joined Toastmaster, and she's a member of Quest Toastmaster from Division S. And she also loves to travel, read book, and today's her speech title is Social Media, an Exciting Place to Be. Toastmaster Shruti, social media, an exciting place to be. Social media, an exciting place to be. Toastmaster Shruti. The virtual stage is all yours.
Good evening, dear friends. When you hear the word social media, what is the first word that comes in your mind? Anyone? Connection. Facebook, right? People, connecting with people. Yeah, that is the general response I get. But to give my opinion or my expression on what I feel about social media, first let me take you through a few examples. On October 15, 2017, an American actress named Alyssa Milano tweeted, "If you have ever been sexually assaulted or harassed, reply with a Me Too to this tweet." And my dear friends, what followed needs no mention. Me Too was a term used by an American activist, Taran Burki, in 2005, but only a decade later, through Twitter, the worldwide Me Too movement began. Greta Thunberg, a school-going student and an environmental activist, she created such a wave through social media that gave her the opportunity to stand and talk to the world leaders at UN conference. She was able to connect from the students worldwide and influence them regarding the passivity of the government towards climatic change. Now, can you guess what is that one word that comes in my mind when I talk about social media? It's power. Now, I come from a generation which has seen the advent of social media. Back then, writing testimonials in Orkut was a big deal. Orkut, for my friends who don't know, it was the first social media by Google. Back then, there was no Facebook, no WhatsApp. We just had an unlimited SMS pack and that Orkut account which would open from that one phone in our house which had colorful screen. And then came Facebook. Back in my school, we had a big craze for it. Recently, I was going back through a few of my, old status updates from 2011 and 12. One of them read, "I'm a serious patient of FCS," and that stands for Facebook checking syndrome. This brings me to a very serious note. If ever in your life you feel that you're being stupid, go back and read your old status updates. Mine makes you want to disappear of embarrassment. But coming forward to today, there is a plethora of platforms available for every need. We have Instagram, we have Reddit, we have Quora, Twitter, and the list can go on and on. It has become so intertwined with our life that if the server of even one app goes down for an hour, it becomes breaking news. 10, 15 years back, who could have thought about it? But that is what visionary idea is about. Today, there are professions associated with social media just popping up. There are these mainstream influencers, if you must have seen, who have completely changed the face of advertisement. Gone are the days when the TV was the main game, big game for the advertisements. Now the target audience, be it organic food, clothing, motors, anything and everything in social media. Now coming to industrial revolution. I'm sure most of you must have heard what industrial revolution is. But let me ask you this. Do you know which version of industrial revolution we are in today? Anyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, any random number you may guess.
Fourth.
Yes, yes. So we are in the fourth industrial revolution. It is driven by robotics, genetic engineering, big data, AI, among others. You must be wondering why she's suddenly talking about industrial revolution all of a sudden in between social media. Before I answer that, let me first clarify a key difference that is there between a robot and a human. That is experience. If I see fire, I know not to touch it because in my past I must have got burned. But a robot does not know that. So big data is a way of feeding that experience into a robot's brain so that the robot can learn on its own. And that is what is artificial intelligence. Now, where is all this data coming from? It's from your social media interface. Whatever you do, it's being noted, and this data goes on. There is a big web out there which segregates this data about your habits to other companies. And likewise, the data goes on and on. Social media is that revolutionary. And not only that, social media has helped to boost the economy by giving platform to small scale industries to grow tenfold. Social media marketing is a legit course in IIM Bangalore, if you must know. And why not? It is a hot piping sector. You can write any note sitting at your home at either Ranchi or Kolkata, and it can create a worldwide impact. Talking of worldwide impact, the pride movement of the LGBTQ plus community. They were always living in fright ever since. But today, through social media, one story at a time, the mindset of the society is changing. And we can very well see its impact through the recent law amendments made in the law. Now, you may ask me, Shruti, but there are so many negative impacts of it. There's rumors, there are trolling, etc., etc. Yes, yes, I hear all of it. And I accept that social media indeed is a double-edged sword. But for now, let us cherish the wonder that we have in our hand. The fact that a grandfather was able to meet his friend from school days through that one viral post, or the fact that I can contact with my friend and be in touch with her who stays tens of thousands of kilometers away. You know, as a fact, the entire Earth area, land area of the world is 510 million kilometers square. But I can connect or talk to anyone out there by just clicking on my 2 by 2 centimeter square social media icon. My dear Toastmasters, isn't that exciting? Back to you, team, Toastmaster of the day.
Wonderful Toastmaster Shruti. It is not only exciting, but ecstatic for me also to know, because I'm also a social media freak. Wonderful speech. So now with that, I would like to move upon our next session, means the next part of our Toastmaster meeting, and that is table topics. So who's our table topic master today? Can I find over here? Can I see someone with TTM written? Okay, yes. It is Toastmaster Naseema. So let me introduce Toastmaster Naseema. Toastmaster Naseema, she's from Oman and she's a homemaker. She also loves to travel and she's also an organizer. So Toastmaster Naseema, please be on the stage, take the stage, and please rock it with your table topics so that we can come up and speak. And please introduce, please come up. Please tell us also to our guests and our members what is table topics. Go ahead, Toastmaster Naseema.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I, Naseema, I'm playing the role of table topic master for today's session. As you all know, table topic helps you to think on your feet. And the topic I have chosen is based on special and famous quotes and sayings. So I think it will be easy for you, for everyone to participate. And timer, please note the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes and there will be a grace period of 30 seconds at the upper limit. So Toastmasters, please participate in this, and when you have chosen the topic, you are not allowed to change the topic. And I request you all to use the word of the day. The word of the day is ecstatic. So shall we start? Please give your name in the chat box so that I can pick you up. Anybody? Okay, Gayatri, yes, 1 minute, I'll share my screen. Is it visible?
No, it's not visible. I can see your desktop. But you can read the subject because I'm actually working on my listening skills, so I would rather not read it.
Okay, is this okay?
No, I can't see anything yet.
Okay.
I think the screen share is stopped. That is why.
Yeah, 1 minute.
So when you share the screen, you will see some 3 or 4 options, all the tabs that are open in your laptop right now. And you'll have to select the one with your presentation.
Yeah, 1 minute, sorry. Is this visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Your topic is, we first make our habits and then our habits make us. Toastmaster Gayatri, we first make our habits and then our habits make us. Over to you.
Okay, can we stop the screen share?
Yeah.
How are the habits formed? Any guesses? In my opinion, habits are formed depending on the experiences that we have. I remember when I was in school, being bullied during my high school. What happened after that? I had two options: to go into complete depression or act out and become over aggressive. I chose the latter. Eventually, my college life began. In college life, there was a lot of insecurity because now the bullies were even more dangerous. Now I had two options again: to go into complete depression, get sidelined, and become a nobody, or take the challenges head on, face these bullies, and come out as a stronger person. I chose the latter again. And then my work life began. And during the work life, once again, there were insecurities because now the bullies were not physically bullying me. They were not directly bullying me. It was a sophisticated bullying, sidelining, biased, partiality. I once again had two options: to just shut up and just sail through whatever was being thrown at me. Or there was a second option, that I voice my displeasure and ask for what I deserved. I chose the latter again. And that, my dear friends, has become my habit now. But in a way, that habit has also made me into a personality that I am today, strong. Madam Table Topic Master.
That's a wonderful take. You were so calm and composed while giving this speech. Thank you. And anyone else? I don't see anyone in the chat box. Any name? Please volunteer yourself.
I can go ahead if someone times me.
Yeah.
I'll time you.
Okay.
Okay. I'll share my screen. Just 1 minute. Toastmaster Rohit, your topic is fortune is not the side of the faint-hearted. Toastmaster Rohit, fortune is not the side of the faint-hearted. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, how many times we take risks but are not ready to take that? How many times we have to get pushed to take up a task that we're not comfortable with? And how many times we're reluctant to try new things just because we are tired or just because we don't know what the outcome is going to be? Well, me as a person, I was mostly in my comfort zone. I used to get so scared of trying new things that I always stayed in my cocoon of comfort. But then I realized that I'm losing on opportunities just because for my fear of failure. I was losing on opportunities to be the center of attraction or to be a winner on that podium just because of my fear of failure. So I realized one day and just took that brave step of going ahead and doing a thing which I'm not comfortable to do. And then I got an outcome and I was very comfortable with it. So that day I realized that you, in order to achieve or master something, just take that one step towards bravery, or just take that one step towards hard work or success. As they say, you as a person just need to work hard, and the rest, everything will fall in place. So the next time you're very scared to try something new, just because your fear of failure. Just turn around and say, make yourself the best, and destiny will do the rest. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohit. That was inspiring. And the next participant is Nimisha. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. 1 minute. Your topic is the hand that gives is the hand that gathers. Toastmaster Nimisha, your topic is the hand that gives is the hand that gathers. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naseema. Listening to this, it reminded me of a story from a kid. The kid was with his mother, and they were roaming around to in a market, and they went somewhere in one shop where his mother was shopping. She uh, the shopkeeper saw that kid, found him very cute, and offered him a box of the candies and asked him to take some. He he felt shy. He was not taking candies from that box. After a certain point of time, what shopkeeper did, he put his hand inside that box, pulled out the toffees, and filled the hands of that little boy with those. Now, what do you think? Who was at the receiving side and who was at the giving side? It was, it is together. It is all mixed. And when his mother asked, it was small kid. When his mother asked that why were you not taking the candies when the shopkeeper was offering you? He said, Mother, if I'll take it, then my hand is small. I will not be able to gather much. And the shopkeeper's hand was big. And he offered me, I got more. Well, this is something which helps us learn that yes, we should give. That quote which resonates with it, that the more you give, the more you get. Knowledge increases with sharing. It comes with everything. There are many quotes, there are many things which resonate with it, that if you give, there is a circle that when you give something good, you get 10 times that come back. Everything resonates with it. So the hand that gives can only make a space for 10 more. Thank you so much. Over to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
That's a wonderful take. Thank you. Thank you, Nimisha. And the next participant is Pratyush. Pratyush, are you ready? Okay. I'll share my screen. Your topic is a problem well stated is a problem half solved. Toastmaster Pratyush, your topic is a problem well stated is a problem half solved. Over to you.
Following the speech of Toastmaster Shruti, we all came to know how important it is that the industry, the new industrial revolution, in fact, understands the importance of data. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because, having worked in the field of data myself, I have come to know this one thing about data analytics in general. Defining the problem is one of the biggest tasks that data analytics people have to go through. If you don't have a defined problem, you do not know what to solve, you do not know which direction the team is supposed to go in. If the leader doesn't define the problem that the team is facing, the talents of the team, the uses that one could get through the talents of a team would go completely wasted. Therefore, it's absolutely important to define a problem in your life. In fact, while working for one of my internships recently, I realized that maybe the task that has been assigned to me is not seeming easy and convenient to me because maybe I don't understand the problem myself. So I sat down one night with my dad, because of course he's all dads are the best at maths. And we discussed this particular problem, and everything became so much clearer. And the next day, my mentor told me that I have done a great job. So this can serve as a reminder that in any aspect of your life, if you want to solve a problem, maybe you should take a step back and define it first. What do you think, Tabletop Master?
That's the wonderful take, Toastmaster Pratyush. You're right. We should not be hesitant to tell our problem so that we can get a solution. Thank you. And we have next participant, speaker Shruti. Are you ready?
Yes, Naseema.
Yeah, I'll share your topic now. Your topic is the smallest of action is always better than the boldest of intention. Toastmaster Shruti, the smallest of action is always better than the boldest of intentions. Over to you.
We usually see people doing, you say, right, the talk, but you don't do the work. So always, like everyone, I believe that everyone is very good at heart. Everyone has good intentions. But when it comes to acting out, or, portraying, transferring that intention into actions, that is where most people lag. You have to start like with anything. If suppose today I want to be fit, I may have intentions like, I have to have, suppose, six packs, or I want to become thin, or I want to be so healthy, I want to be powerful, I want to carry weight. It can be anything. I can just go on and on ranting to everyone about what my intentions are. But if I don't start with that first step, then I'm going to go nowhere. It does not matter what your intention is unless and until you have not taken that first step, any small step. For example, for me, I really love stray animals. I've heard many people talk about it. Everywhere, if I see a dog and I say, "Oh, he's so thin" or something, so the other person will say, "Yeah, yeah, even I love dogs." But I never see anyone feeding them. I don't see anyone caring if the dog is on the roadside or just stopping by. No one does that. It does not matter how your intention is unless and until you act upon it. So when I go out, I make sure I have bread or rotis in my hand so that I feed them, so that they don't go to sleep at night with empty stomach. It does not matter if you have boldness of intentions unless and until you do something and you take that small step. That is from my side. Thank you. Back to you, Naseema.
Thank you so much. That's a wonderful take. Yeah, that is true as well. And the next participant is Shruti. Who is Shruti? President, is it? Is that president?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll share my screen now. Yeah, Toastmaster Shruti. Your topic is fear doesn't prevent death, it prevents life. Toastmaster Shruti, fear doesn't prevent death, it prevents life. Over to you.
The last time when I was scared of something was when I hopped into a car and was learning to drive. And that was something I was scared because I could kill someone. I had seen an accident through my naked eyes and I was really scared. Fear does not prevent death, but it does not even grant you a life, isn't it? How many of you have learned to drive in the lockdown? And it amazingly feels like you can fly, you have wings, isn't it? Even if not driving a four-wheeler or a two-wheeler or even a bicycle, the ability to roll on two wheels is a beautiful feeling. And the ability to curb that fear of being so confident on road that you are not killing someone. And trust me, when I was able to drive on a plain, empty road, I felt like the queen. and it definitely granted me a different life, a different experience. I cannot forget it. Each time I put on a helmet and drive on my scooty, just how Basanti would do on her dhanno, I feel so proud of myself. And trust me, it's a feeling like a child or like a 5-year-old child feels when they are able to ride that bicycle. And the feeling of curing your fear and moving way beyond. And fear does not happen just in your physical proximity, it happens in your mind. The fear of not answering that email that your boss sent the other night, or the fear of not telling your parents about your one dark secret that you have, or the fear of being caught. There are so many fears in our lives, and certainly it's very important that we face our fears and not be scared of them. The last time I was scared, I was dead. But the moment I'm able to face it, deconstruct my fear, and solve it just how a problem would, I feel like a warrior. What do you think about it, Table Topic Master?
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. It's a wonderful and it's absolutely a mind-blowing take. Thank you. And I don't see anyone willing to participate. Anyone is still would like to participate? I think there is no one. So I'll finish off this session. And thank you. It's a wonderful and ecstatic session. Thank you all. And over to you, General Evaluator. Or over to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naseema, for this beautiful session of table topics. Now, friends, I think it's time for us to move forward with our third session, and that is evaluations. And definitely, I'm going to call here our beautiful, charming, wonderful Toastmaster, wonderful journal evaluator, who is Toastmaster Gayatri. So Toastmaster Gayatri, please come on this virtual stage, have it, and please rock it with your evaluations.
Thank you so much, Shweta. I already love you very much. We all know that Nilu Sharma is our first evaluator. However, Nimisha Singla has to go for her SLP. So if it is okay with our first evaluator, can we have our second evaluator go first? Thank you so much. I would like to call upon stage our second evaluator to evaluate the speech of our second speaker, Nimisha Singla, who also happens to be an area director in District 41 and also happens to be a very, very dear friend. Over to you, Nimisha.
Thank you so much, Madam Journal Evaluator, and thank you so much, Toastmaster Nilu. uh, Now, coming to Toastmaster Shruti's speech, I mean, wow, what an eloquent and a flamboyant speaker you are. You start with the like, bam, started with a question, paused for the response, and then broke the myth. My God, I mean, it was very obvious for everyone to answer like that, but then you actually told, and the depth, it shows that how attached you were to the topic which you were delivering, the research you have done at the background. Good job done there, working on the topic which you selected and delivering it with that exuberance, that energy which it every speaker should have. Great work done there. Coming to your body language, I mean, it was hand gestures, it was like your body was automatically moving, with your feelings. Your hands were moving like, you should do this, no, just like every expression, every hand movement was like, mm, and on the, at that particular time, it was required, they were apt. Now, coming to that point where I felt that you could have done a little bit more work is that once when you were talking about in your speech about some happy moments, like when people are using the social media to meet, at that particular time, your tone could have been like, a little bit happy, that old people are meeting their friends which who were lost from a long time. It was same as it was in the start. So there you can bring a little difference in your tone with, soothing voice, that you are also happy, you're also feeling that this, yes, they have received something from it. And my second recommendation is that when you ended with your speech, there should have been a pause between your body and a conclusion, so that we could feel the difference, transition, and also a little converging conclusion, maybe something having one or two liners, or maybe something like having a quote, so that at least when I say that this is something which I heard in Toastmaster Shruti's speech, so something, some one liner which everybody could take, right? So that is something where you can work on. Otherwise, your delivery, your vocal variety was fabulous. It, as I said, that you were feeling it, so it came in like, bang on. You were there, it was, you were in the speech, you were feeling it, and we were feeling it with you. And again, I would say that the pauses there were there. I mean, one major thing which I would like to comment again is the pauses which you gave after asking the questions. Even when you asked the second time, you waited for the response from the audience. So it shows how much practice you have done. It shows that you know your audience, you want to know your audience, you grab their attention at that time. So wonderful job done there. Pauses, wonderful pauses, your body language, your vocal variety, and even the energy you brought. A little work on the conclusion, converging conclusion, and vocal variety, having variety in the expressions of happy and power when you were delivering a message, can take this speech to the next level. I wish you all the best, Toastmaster Shruti, for your future speeches. And thank you so much. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator, Toastmaster Gayatri, my dear friend.
Thank you, Nimisha. Let us now move on to our next evaluator, our first evaluator for the first speaker's speech. I would like to hand over the stage to very radiant, very glorious, very charming Nilu Sharma. Over to you, Nilu.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator, for the wonderful, wonderful introduction. I don't have words, but before that, I want to share my evaluation today. Who amongst us you want to be a leader? Wow, what a great start, Toastmaster Momita. The way you started your speech, it hooked all of us. I must say with conviction that it must have hooked the audience too. A very good start. You shared with us how you started your journey and get motivated. Toastmaster Momita, I must say you motivated all of us, and you arose the power, or I can say that how we can be a good leader. Yes, we can understand by your speech a good leader knows the way, shows the way, goes the way. Thank you so much for inspiring us. You were confident. Your speech objective was very clear, and the transition was so good. As we all know, there is always a room for improvement. So I have few suggestions for you, that if you could have deliver your speech by standing, we could see your hand gesture or body gesture. Sometimes I felt that you were very flat, little bit voice modulation was you have to inculcate in your speech. Like when you started, who amongst all of us want to be a leader? Means like this, if in a step, if you will add some voice modulation, it would be great. And to sum up my evaluation, I only want to say that these 2 points you must learn. Otherwise, it was awesome. You were very confident. Eye contact was good, very well created and well written. You presented it very well. Only recommendation, just add little bit voice modulation and try to deliver it by standing. I'm sure if you will inculcate these 2 small advice, your speech would be award-winning speech. Thank you so much, and please come again and again and inspire all of us. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nilu, for that evaluation. Let us now move on to our tag team report, and then I shall give my combined report. Let me start the tag report with, let's go with our grammarian first. Nilu, I think it will be back to you.
No, Shruti is there. I just stated that
Filled in
word
for her.
of the day only.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So, Shruti, over to you.
Thank you so much. And first, I would like to also apologize for not being a part of the initial part of the session when my role was being called out. And thank you, Niluji, for taking the role there. So, congratulations, everyone. And I think many of you have used the word of the day, that was ecstatic. And I would like to tell you all that how many of you have used the word of the day. GE, our Madam GE has used the word of the day twice. Our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Shweta, has used the word once. Toastmaster Nilu has used a word once. And I'm sorry, Toastmaster of the day has used the word thrice. And table topic master, Toastmaster Naseema, has used the word once. And I'm so sorry to say that none of us have, other than these people, have used the word of the day. So I would again repeat, the word of the day was ecstatic. That meant increasingly exciting. We were ecstatic, but increasingly nervous. Something which gives you excitement over the top. Coming to the good and not so good usages, there were several good usages of English language today. Some of them were taking a step back, breaking the myth, eloquent, flamboyant, exuberance, and several others. However, I did not see any not so good usages other than the fact that we should continue to use some triads in our language. For example, when Niluji mentioned about you are someone who goes the way, knows the way, and shows the way, or something like humor brings the calm, composure, and culmination to our lives, something like that. The second point that I would like to I would like to suggest here is the usage of idioms and phrases in our speeches. For example, people did not come for the meeting. Instead of that, we can say people did not turn up for the meeting. That helps to bring flavor and, of course, style to your language. With this, I end my report. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam Grammarian. Let us have on stage our next tag team role player. I will first go with the timer because he has some other tasks on hand as well. So let us call upon stage our timer for today, Rohit Reddy. Over to you, Rohit.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. The meeting started just around time. We were like 1 or 2 minutes late, but that's fine considering the virtual setup. Now coming to the role players and speakers. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Momita, took 6 minutes 4 seconds. Toastmaster Shruti took 6 minutes 33 seconds. In the table topic section, Gayatri took 2 minutes 19 seconds. I myself took 1 minute 49 seconds. Toastmaster Nimisha took 2 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Pratyush 1 minute 45 seconds. Toastmaster Shruti 1 minute 59 seconds. And Toastmaster Shruti Srivastava, the second Shruti, took 2 minutes 22 seconds. And coming to the evaluation sections, Toastmaster Nimisha took around 3 minutes 15 seconds, and Toastmaster Nilu took 2 minutes 24 seconds. We are just 1 minute away from our ideal time, but it's fine considering it's a joint session. So over to you, Toastmaster Gayatri. Everyone stands qualified for voting.
Thank you so much for that concise report. Let us move on to our next role player, our counter for today, Pratyush Sinha. Over to you, Pratyush.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gayatri. I will now be presenting the R counter report for the day. So first, I'm going to be presenting the R counter report for the people speaking in their respective roles and responses, and this is going to be besides the table topic. So Toastmaster Neetu, you had one one and two so's. Toastmaster Dipti, you had one so. Toastmaster Momita, you had one Toastmaster Nimisha, you had one like. Toastmaster Shweta, you had two you knows. Toastmaster Vandana, you had two R's, one so, and one repetition. Besides that, Toastmaster Shruti Srivastava, you spoke very clearly and you had none of the filler words. Toastmaster Shruti, the other one, who was the speaker, you were also very clear in your role. Toastmaster Naseema and Toastmaster Ritu, you were very clear in your roles without any filler words in your conversations. Now, coming to the R counter report for the table topics, Toastmaster Gayatri, you were perfect, well done. Nothing to point out there. Toastmaster Rohit, you had one Toastmaster Nimisha, you had one I myself had probably 2 to 3 in one repetition. As far as what I believe I do. Then Toastmaster Shruti, not Srivastava, you had 2 likes and 1 and Toastmaster Shruti Srivastava, you were on spot, very clear, without any filler words. And that would be the end of my R counter report. Back to you, Toastmaster Gayatri.
Thank you so much, Pratyush. We are done with almost everything. So now is the time for our final role player who is going to test us. Please help me welcome on stage our listening master, Deepti. Deepti, stage is all yours.
Yeah. Hello, everybody again. So everybody ready? It's going to be very exciting. So I'm going to ask first question. That is, what was the topic of the Toastmaster Momita? Who can say? What was the topic title?
Leadership and me.
Yeah, good. So, and what was the title of the Toastmaster Shruti? Speaker, another speaker. Yes.
Social media, an exciting place to be. As a
Okay.
Toastmaster of the day.
You are listening everything very carefully. So, another question. What our President Toastmaster Shruti, what she showed in the beginning when she was talking about each and every question you are answering, okay?
Rings. She showed us rings. Yeah.
Yeah, which ring? Like specifically, if you can tell.
2 rings that would combine with each other
Toe
and could form one
rings.
ring.
Yeah,
Two
toe
rings.
rings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what Toastmaster Shruti takes with her when she goes out to feed dogs? What 2 things she takes her out? She's carrying, like when she's going out, she discussed that thing in her table topic, I think. What 2 things?
Yeah. Should I go ahead?
Yeah, you can.
Bread and rotis.
Yeah, good. And another question which you can't answer, I'm going to ask. That is what Toastmaster of the day, Shweta, she was saying about 3 points she discussed about letting go. First 3 points. When she showed us the screen and she shared a screen with us, what 3 points she discussed? Anybody can tell? Letting go, related to letting go, 3 points she discussed. Anybody remember? No?
I remember 2 of it.
Yeah.
One was it will improve your immunity and you will
Yeah.
become irresistibly magnetic.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, good.
You
And
get
third,
abundance.
yeah, good. Attract abundance, immune system, and irresistibility, magnetic irresistible. And one thing which Toastmaster Momita was a part of which team? She said something in the beginning, very beginning. Toastmaster Momita was the part of which team? One word she mentioned.
Salesforce team.
Development. It was development team. And Toastmaster Nimisha, what she enjoyed with her family. She said something.
Sunshine.
Being in the sun. Yeah.
Sunlight. Yeah, being in the sunlight. And one interesting question, what Toastmaster Nilu, what she has asked all of us to bring on 14th Feb.
A partner.
Okay, so another question related to, again, about the theme today. what are the 3 points related to letting go? Another 3 points, which he was saying how. Another 3 points which we can do to improve how to let go. How to let go.
Forgiveness.
Sorry?
Forgiveness.
Yeah, 1 point.
Forgiveness, acceptance, and changing your routine.
Yeah, good, good. Okay, and what is the dangerous thing Toastmaster Gayatri is telling about, which happens in college? Who were dangerous in
Bullying.
college?
Bullying.
Bullying.
Please, who were, yeah, bullies. And again, our president Toastmaster Shruti, she said something at the end, very end. What she felt like, one word we can tell. She ends with this word, her topic. She ends her topic. What she felt like, she ends with this word, one word. What was the word?
She
She
felt
felt
like a
like
queen.
she felt like a,
Queen when driving in the road.
no. Can I say? She felt like a warrior, she said. And yeah. And can I ask one last question? I think Toastmaster Nimisha, in her table topic story, she's saying something about a kid. Kid is getting what from a shopkeeper?
Chocolate.
Toffee.
Exact word, please.
Toffee.
Another word for that same thing.
Candy.
Candy, yeah. So thank you. That's it from my end. Thank you, General Evaluator, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And now I would like to start my general evaluators report. I request the timer to time me for 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to start in the descending order. So I'm going to talk about our listener first. Our listening master did an excellent job of listening and jotting down the questions. My only recommendation would be to ask the questions from the content rather than the script, which is already shared beforehand, like asking the speech titles, because somebody already knows the answers for that. So that is the only recommendation I have for you. For our counters report, job very well done. The only recommendation I can give Pratyush is that next time, instead of just reading out who had how many filler words and filler sounds, you could try and make it a little more analytical in approach. Same information, just a little bit of analytical in approach. It will just help you in becoming a better speech crafter. Our timer did an amazing job of keeping time and sharing the report. Only recommendation is that while submitting the report, he was moving too much, which showed that he was a little restless. So maybe he would want to avoid that kind of a movement. Our grammarian, while submitting her report, did an excellent job, and considering that she was outside, I'm going to just say it's an amazing report. I'm not going to give any recommendation over there. I'm now going to talk about our evaluators. Our first evaluator, now in this chronology, it was Nimisha. So I won't be giving her feedback here because she's not here in the room. I'll share it with her on call. And as far as our second evaluator is concerned, Nilu did an excellent job. It was very uplifting. She had very good analysis. She had commendations, recommendations. Only suggestion would be to use the word suggestion instead of advice. Sometimes when we are doing the evaluation, the first word that comes to our mind, we just use it. So maybe you might want to make suggestion as a part of your system and replace the word advice with that. Moving on to our table topic master. Table topic master had an excellent presentation prepared. She had some really interesting and exciting topics ready. Only recommendation that I can see here is that since most of the people over here were seasoned Toastmasters, you shouldn't have asked for volunteers. You should have just picked them up one by one, because by asking them to volunteer, we just ended up spending 1 minute over there, wherein they were just thinking, oh, you go first, you go first, you go first. So you could have avoided that completely, considering that None of them are shy, or they are not allowed to be shy because they already are Toastmasters. They don't have an option whether to or not to take a table topic. Only guests have an option to refuse. So next time you can just start picking them up. You don't have to ask for volunteers. Moving on to our Toastmaster of the day. Our Toastmaster of the day had excellent content prepared. The only glitch in the entire Toastmasters of the day session was that all of it was given in one section. The entire content had 3 segments, and Toastmasters meeting has 3 segments. I would have liked you to spread your content across the sessions rather than giving it at once like a prepared speech. So at one point it felt like a prepared speech. Maybe you might want to consider sharing one slide, like, there were 4 slides I could see. One was introduction and then the 3 points. You could have gone with the introduction, invited the general evaluator, then you could have gone on to the first slide, then on to the prepared speech section, cut to second slide, then the table topic section, then the third, and then the general evaluation session. And then the closing could have been done once the general evaluator hands it back to you. That is for the Toastmaster of the day. As far as a meeting is concerned, the meeting started on time. It was almost everyone was on time. Nobody was overshooting the time, which was a very good thing. One recommendation, our president and the sergeant at arms were very well synchronized. It was very nicely done. All the members present felt very warm and welcomed. Only recommendation there would be, there was repetition in terms of sharing the information, which I would not even call it a recommendation, because I could see everybody was very overexcited about the win. So everybody just wanted to share it out first. It was not about the meeting structure or repetition or anything. So I wouldn't call it a recommendation. It's okay. When we are happy, we all want to just kind of share it. But maybe from the structure point of view, maybe Nilu could have just created a suspense around it. And then Shruti could have just gone ahead and shared the whole thing. All in all, I would say a wonderful meeting, very well structured, very well planned. And I think everyone did a wonderful job. Thank you so much. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Gayatri, for this wonderful evaluation, wonderful recommendations, as well as commendations to all of us. And I think that will definitely help all of us to improve, to go ahead with whatever. I think just wait, I'm getting the screen. Yeah, fine. Just wait. Yeah. So that will really help all of us to improve in our speaking, communication skills, and presenting our meetings as well. So with that, I would really like to end up this session with a few words.
Madam Toastmaster of the evening, the voting poll is launched.
Okay, yeah.
Please vote
definitely. So all of you, please, the voting, I'm not finding it actually. The screen has come right now. It's not visible to me, but I really want to say you all go ahead with the votings.
There will be polls at the look into the taskbar. Okay. You will see the post, but the moment you click on it, you will have it on screen.
Yes. So all of you can go ahead. There is a poll, means there's an icon over there if you can.
Ma'am, there's no best speaker poll option.
That is in different
okay.
slide.
Okay.
We can close this poll and then we can launch the next one.
Fine. I haven't voted till now and it has gone, I think. Okay, you're going to launch the next one.
Okay.
Fine.
Till that, please, you continue your content.
Yeah, fine, definitely. So at the end, I really want to wrap up that letting go is really important for all of us, especially the situations we are going through, or the times they're really unprecedented. So better let go. Why? Because it helps us to attract abundance. It will definitely help us to build up our immune system, and it will definitely help you to, just wait, I myself forget my third point, to become irresistibly magnetic. And definitely how we can do it by changing our routine, by forgiving ourselves, and by accepting, because letting go is a choice. holding on is also a choice. Both are conscious choices, and we can let go very consciously. I think polls are ready now.
Yes, I am sharing. Till that, you can hand over the podium to our president, please.
Yeah, fine, definitely. So now it's time to hand over the podium to our presiding officer, that is Toastmaster Shruti. Toastmaster Shruti, can you be here on this virtual stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can you all see me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much. What a wonderful meeting. And I would request all of you to please give yourselves a huge, huge round of applause for being a part of this meeting and for choosing you over everything else. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm making a choice.
Can you all? Yes, it is.
While you all are waiting, because that's what I'm doing. I'm making a choice despite being outside where I am wrapped up in a mask and in a film, but still I cannot get out of this meeting because I want to be a part of this growth that you all are here. So what a wonderful meeting, 2 speeches, several table topic speakers, and the fantastic evaluation by a general evaluator. While we are still voting and getting the results out, would love to hear some words from our general evaluator. How did she like the meeting? And how would she love to come back here and be a part of our club again?
In the beginning of the meeting, I was just teasing Nilu that you shouldn't be inviting me to all women's club. But that was just in zest I said it, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed a lot, and I really like the energy of this club. The vibe is very, very, very positive. So I would like to keep coming back.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We take that as a compliment. And I would also like to ask a mom and a son duo. Yes, here. And for those of you who are guessing this, we have Toastmaster Pratyush Sinha and we have Toastmaster Priya Sinha sharing the genetic pool and also sharing the same screen. So I would like to first go to Toastmaster Priya Sinha. Priya, are you there? Is she away?
She might be having trouble at her end.
Okay,
So
no
yeah.
worries. Pratyush, how do you feel about sharing the screen with your mom?
Well, I've always been hearing how welcoming and beautiful the club is and the sessions are for WIN, and today I got to experience that and being part of the same area, right? It's part of the same area, yeah. Everything coming under Rohit and him being a very good friend of mine. I Today I get to see how people can come together and have a wonderful session with different members from different clubs.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this, Toastmaster Pratyush. We would love to have you more often here. Uh, and Priya has been doing so good, and she has worked on her growth a lot. You might have seen her giving you feedback with Toastmasters protocol.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
Bilkul. Now, I would like to also ask distinguished Toastmaster Rohit Reddy, who is also our, area director, to let us know, did we make you proud, Toastmaster Rohit?
Yeah, well, WIN makes me proud always, be it in contests or be it just how nice and welcoming and awesome this club is. So if there's one club I can just leave and they'll always manage everything by themselves, it's very. Thank you so much for being the awesome club there.
Thank you. Please, all you ladies and gents out here, please give yourself a huge round of applause for concluding this wonderful meeting. I would now also like to ask Toastmaster Shruti. I love speaking my name out there and address someone whose name is Shruti. So let us know, Shruti, how did you feel about it, the entire session?
Firstly, I would like to thank Toastmaster Nilu for inviting me. Sometimes you get something which you did not even know you needed. So I think this session was that for me. Like the theme was something which I really needed to hear. That's why I was able to answer in the last, question when she asked what are the 3 points, because I actually wrote it down. It was very nice. I really needed this, and it was a very nice session. I really liked it.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And we would also love to see you more often here. And with this, let me also declare the results. But before I declare the results, one thing that I want to make sure that you all should believe in is that irrespective of the fact that you win or lose, irrespective of the fact where you represent the best of yourself today, you are a winner because you participated. You attended this meeting with your full attention and you learned something new here from this meeting. So winning and losing or not being able to come up on the top 10 or top 3 is just a part of the game. So let's take it that way. With this, I would now like to announce the best role player in category 1, sorry, category 2, which was among the timer, grammarian, R counter, and listening master, and we have a tie. Please give a huge round of applause to the R counter and the listening master. Toastmaster Pratyush as the R counter and Toastmaster Deepti as the listening master. Congratulations. And I would love to hear some of the noises of applause. So please unmute yourself. Don't be a miser. All right. With this, we go on to the best role player in the, just a moment, I'm trying to figure out. With this, let's go on to the next category, which is the best table topic speaker, and the best table topic speaker goes to our area director, distinguished Toastmaster Rohit and Toastmaster Pratyush. What joy! Today there are a lot of draws and ties, isn't it? Congratulations. And with this, we have another category, which is the best evaluator. Again, a tie. Toastmaster Nilu and Toastmaster Nimisha. Congratulations, you all both have shared this joy of being the best evaluator. And with this, we have come to the award of best speaker. We had Toastmaster Momita and Toastmaster Shruti. And congratulations, Madam Synonym, Toastmaster Shruti, for being the best speaker. Applauses, please, people. Thank you. Applauses for the one who is announcing and applauses for the one who have won the award, actually. So don't be a miser when you applause or praise someone, is something that I've learned in Toastmasters. So with this, and please do not ever stop celebrating yourself as well. All right. That perhaps could have been a part of Toastmaster Shweta's also theme. I'm sure it was there as a part of a theme today. I loved your theme, Toastmaster Shweta. Please keep coming back, and would also love to hear from you. How did you like the meeting today?
Definitely, I love the meeting. First of all, Toastmasters definitely, it has become, as Rohit said, it is an extended family. Toastmaster is an extended family for me as well. So coming to any of the club, if I have time, I definitely love to join. But coming here means coming and joining you all, understanding, learning, listening. A lot means from you all means a lot to me. And thank you, Toastmaster Nilu, for inviting me. It was a wonderful meeting for me. You all made my evening, I would like to say.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. Thank
Toastmaster
you.
Shruti,
Thank you
one
so
more
much.
award announcement is left.
What
Best
is
role
that?
player category 1.
And I think I missed on that one.
Yes.
All right. Best role player category 1, that was the category of general evaluator and the Toastmaster of the day and the table topic master. And we have undoubtedly one winner, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh, as the best role player. Thank you. Thank you so much, Niluji, for correcting me there. And thank you so much, all of you, for being a part of this meeting. With this, I call this meeting close. I would request you to stop the recording and the floor is open for informal networking.